Hi everybody, Angela Carboni here. Please forgive me for my scratchy voice. I was at Garth Brooks screaming and yelling last night. Had a great time though. I wanted to talk to you guys today a little bit about where you've learned your lessons in life and what you actually believe to be true in life and what you think is accurate and the way that you have to go about living your life. And I think some of these rules that we live by or that we're taught in a younger age and don't really apply, and they're not really true anymore. You know, one of the things that I think is not true at all is this idea of paying your dues, essentially. So, you know, basically that means that you have to go through, you know, being the new person and being treated not so wonderfully, and you know, keep your nose to the grindstone and hustle. Hi, Denise. And, you know, that's the only way that you're going to be able to move up into success, that you got to pay your dues in order to get to be successful. Well, I don't know that that is true. I know my parents told me the same thing, and some former employers of mine told me, you know, the same kind of thing. I know about some people who do internships and they're unpaid, and they're, you know, they could last 3 to 6 months or even longer sometimes, and they are, you know, kind of treated like the gopher and the peon, and they're bullied and they're not treated very well, and they're you know, they just treat them like shit, in all honesty, from what I understand, and some of the people I know that have done unpaid internships. And it's like you have to go through that in order to get a paid job, you know, in that field. And you know, I don't understand why that is the way it is. You know, I have gone through different careers and paid my dues and all that as well, but I don't see why that is still a real rule in society anymore. I don't think you have to pay your dues in order to become successful. Hi, Brian. I think that becoming successful is above that in a lot of ways. So I'm trying to organize my thoughts here properly so I can kind of deliver this to you guys in the way that I want to. You know, I know that the generation of millennials has been accused of being a generation of people who don't have any focus or any drive to, you know, any direction kind of thing. And it's not that they don't have any, and I actually thought that way too, maybe, I don't know, 7-8 years ago about millennials. I was like, where do they think they're going and how do they think they're going to get there? But the only thing that I really found later on when I kind of looked into it was that the millennials were one of the first generations of kids to say, you know what, going to school and then going to university and, you know, getting a career, hi Del, and you know, all these steps that we're you know, conditioned to take in order to get into this wonderful career that you'll work for the next 40 years and then you'll retire broke. It was like the millennials were one of the first generations to say, there's got to be a better way to live life than that. There's got to be another option other than just, you know, going to school, paying for university, possibly getting a job in your field when you come out of university, because over 65% of university students don't end up in their field of study after school is over. So, and I'm not saying that you should not get educated. Education is wonderful. I'm a college educated woman. Education is never wasted. But it was almost as if the millennials were the first generation to say, yeah, I don't know that I want to go to school for 4 or 5, 6 years, 8 years, whatever, to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, to be a this, to be a that. Hey, Del. And, you know, like, it was like as if they were one of the first generations to say, there's a different way, and we just got to find that other way. And then they did. You know, some of the mentors that I work with are of millennial ages, and they make more money than their parents ever will. You know, like, they make more money in a month than their parents have made in the year. And that's not hype. That's not, you know, a falsity. That is 110% true. You know, when we have millennials aged people making 6 figures a month, you know, and their parents don't even make 6 figures in a year, then it shows the progression of the ages, essentially. You know, like, if I knew at 20 years old what I know now at 39 years old, my life would have taken a totally different trajectory as well, you know? So I just want you to think for a second about some of the rules you think you have in life, you know, like rules to success and rules to how to get you to success. You know, this, well, you got to go to school, or you got to get educated, or you got to learn a skill set, or you've got to, you know, pay your dues along the way, and kind of, you know, put up with, hi Sonia, and try to, you know, put up with coworkers who are unprofessional, and you have to work with these people who you don't like, and all this. There's another way to go about doing life, you guys. You know, you don't need a job. You need an income, and many of you have heard me say that before. But I want that to really sink in for once for you guys. Like, if it's not sunk in already, just let that sink into your head for a minute, okay? You need an income. You need an income coming in to pay your bills. That doesn't mean that you have to have a job. You can be an entrepreneur like me and like Del and like many other people that that are my friends and people that I work with, and create your own lifestyle and create your own income, you know? So the idea of, think about, you know, if you're younger watching this, or even if you're older watching this, think about the rules that your parents taught you about how to go about being successful in life, and see how many of them are actually true rules anymore. You know what I mean? See if they really do still apply, because our society and everything is changing so much. And again, I'm so sorry for my scratchy voice. I was screaming at Garth Brooks last night, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to get this out properly. I'm sorry it sounds so scratchy. Thank you, Sonia. Brian, educational system is broken. The focus is still on churning out skilled, employed monkey. There you go. 100%, Brian, you know. So, you know, entrepreneurs and network marketers and online marketers and direct sales and all these different people have gone on to find a new way to create an income for themselves, you know. So if you're not, you know, into that yet, that's okay. You don't have to be. But just think for yourself. Think for 1 minute. What were the rules that you were taught by your teachers, your parents, your whoever you look up to about being successful? And hey, Bandita, and are those rules still true today? Are they still the way it has to be? Because you know what? It doesn't have to be any specific way. It can be a million ways. You can go about, thank you, Brian. You know, you can go about finding success in this life in so many different paths that I don't know that the old rules of, I'm certain in my mind that the old rules of go to high school, go to university, get a good job, work for 40 years and retire, I don't believe that works anymore at all. You know, I mean, the amount of students coming out of the educational system who never go into the field of study that they were just, you know, spent the last 4 years educating themselves in. Hey, Kevin. Hi, Linda. Thank you. You know, it's, try to find a new way for yourself, you know? So if you're not happy, and if you're one of these people who was like me, you're college educated, university educated, you went on into a career, and you followed the rules essentially of society that your parents taught you or that your teachers taught you, you know, then you kind of look at your life and go, you know what, this isn't actually what I wanted. This has never been what I wanted. What I wanted was to do what I want to do, you know, not necessarily what my parents and my teachers wanted me to do. And I wanted to find a new way to be successful other than just the standard, go to school, go to university, work for 40 years, retire broke, you know? So think about the lessons that you've been taught in your life, and think to yourself now, which ones of those are really true and still hold true today, and which ones you can probably let go of. And if you let go of some of these beliefs, and I actually call them limiting beliefs, they're limiting you in your mind, they're limiting you in your mindset to, there's only one path to success. There are fucking millions of paths to success. You just got to get on a road. You just got to get on one of those paths. You know, I'm on one of those paths. The people I work with are on one of those paths to success. We're already successful. You know, a lot of us are really outdoing what our parents and in income, you know, what they make in a year what they normally make in a year, we can do it in a month. You know, so there's big changes between your parents, my generation, and if you're younger than me, your generation, you know? So really think about the rules that you're living your life by, see if they actually make sense anymore, and then maybe it's time to start adopting some new rules for yourself, okay? I don't want to take up too much time, guys. If you have any more comments for me, pop them in there. I'd love to see them. Again, sorry for the scratchy voice, but Garth Brooks kicked ass last night. It was awesome. And hopefully I'll see you guys again on my next Go Live. Have a great Friday night and a wonderful weekend. Ciao for now, everybody.